claims made in the document are consistent with what we found and disclosed to you all in Romania. It suggests a pattern of bribery where payments would be made through shell accounts and multiple banks. There's a term for that. It's called money laundering.
Unbelievable. Good morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty. House Oversight Chairman James Comer finally getting the chance to view the 1023 FBI document that alleges that Joe Biden, while vice president, accepted millions of dollars in bribe money from a foreign national in exchange for policy decisions. Comer also making it clear, and this is interesting, that he will move forward with contempt of Congress charges against FBI Director Christopher Wray on Thursday. Joining us now for more is Oversight Chairman, Kentucky Congressman James Comer. Congressman, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Been a busy few days for you. So we now know that the whistleblower is credible. We know the allegations are credible. Can you tell us what country Joe Biden was taking money from that you said is so bad, even worse than China?
Well, we know that we've already disclosed what happened in Romania. There are 3 other countries that we found transactions from that we're trying to trace bank records. We're following the money. But this particular country yesterday, with this particular document with the FBI, pertains to Ukraine.
It's Ukraine. And is Russia on this list?
Russia is on the list of suspicion. We all know that the president's son received millions of dollars from Russian oligarchs, including the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. So that's been in the news a lot. It's just taking a long time to trace these bank accounts. Look, in this Form 1023 that I got to view yesterday, the oligarch who allegedly bribed Joe Biden when he was vice president said that he would make it almost impossible for anyone to find because they were going to launder it through a series of banks and a series of shell companies. That's exactly what we've already disclosed to the American people was going on in Romania. Now, when I had the press conference a few weeks ago and disclosed the shell companies that the Biden started, and most of these shell companies were started when Joe Biden was vice president, the payments that the family received, which happened when Joe Biden was vice president, the liberal media was quick to say, well, they didn't prove any wrongdoing by Joe Biden, which is a joke. But let's just say that was the case. This money's happening somehow. Now we have an FBI document that the FBI has been sitting on for 7 years, and in my opinion, uninvestigated. Now we want that document because we're going to do on the House Oversight Committee what the FBI should have done 7 years ago.
Okay, so do we have any idea what policy decisions Biden might have traded for the millions of dollars in bribe money that you claim he accepted?
Well, if you look at the last year and a half of the Obama administration, when it was determined that Hillary Clinton was going to be the Democrat nominee and Joe Biden was going to go home, he took an extraordinary lead in foreign policy and in doling out foreign aid to a lot of countries around the world. And, 2 weeks after he flew out of Romania, his family started receiving payments from a foreign national in Romania. We've already proven that. So there was similar activity in that part of the world, in Ukraine and Russia and some of the other former Soviet countries where Joe Biden spent time during the last year and a half of his vice presidency, and there were foreign aid dollars, and there's always foreign policy decisions on that end of the country. Look where we are now with all the fighting in Congress today that's going to happen over supplemental funding for Ukraine. What happens in Russia is always a huge foreign policy ripple effect for the globe and for us here in Congress. So Joe Biden played a very active role during the end of the Obama administration in doling out foreign aid.
And the working hypothesis is that Joe Biden never planned on running for president in 2020. He was traveling the world, enriching himself, feathering his own nest so he could, drift off into a happy retirement. Is that the working hypothesis in your committee?
Absolutely. Look, the odds of Joe Biden ever becoming president at that age, when Hillary Clinton was more than likely going to be the president of the United States, and she had a vice president. So he was trying to make money, which I don't think is a bad thing. But unfortunately for Joe Biden, he's not a very charismatic person, and no one was going to buy a book from Joe Biden at his age. You know, he'd been in politics all his life, so he wasn't in demand for corporate boards. So it appears he made the decision.
Well,
he was going to profit off the last year and a half of his vice presidency.
And to your point, Congressman, look, influence peddling is not illegal. Bribery, when you're the vice president, certainly is. You're going to hold the director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, in contempt of Congress on Thursday. We haven't seen that before. Take us through what that proceeding is going to look like.
Well, it's nothing that I'm looking forward to. I want a successful FBI, but I said this yesterday to the FBI. The FBI has lost the confidence of a majority of Americans, and they've absolutely lost the confidence of the House Republican majority. We asked for this document. At the very top of the document, it says unclassified. Unclassified. There's no reason in the world why the FBI shouldn't hand this document over. So we've asked for the document. That's what the subpoena said. Well, you know, what you look at what McCall did in the Foreign Affairs Committee with Secretary Blinken, what he was requesting in the form of a document was a classified document. And he threatened contempt charges against him, and eventually Blinken allowed the committee to view the document. It's a whole different scenario in the Oversight Committee. This is not a classified document. They have sat on this document for years and years and years. It's dated June of 2020, but it actually has footnotes that go back to 2017. So for 7 years, the FBI sat on this document. You've already run into statute of limitation issues.
Yeah.
And you know, one reason they said they wouldn't hand me the document is, well, there's an ongoing investigation. Well, look, how long is it going to take to investigate this in 7 years? I think the House Oversight Committee's produced more information in 4 months than the FBI has in 7 years. So
in the better part of a decade.
We're going to do the work that the FBI should have done, and they just simply need to comply with our subpoena.
Okay. Kentucky Congressman James Comer, we will be watching on Thursday. We appreciate the update this morning. Good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Lots